Hey guys, if you've seen my previous videos, you already know that I got my start in real estate with single family and small multifamily. When I wanted to kick it up to larger multifamily, I called up an attorney friend of mine who was very much into real estate, and I asked him how to get started buying these larger multifamily deals. He didn't have much time on the phone, and he just told me, "You syndicate the deal," and then he just hung up. Now, I didn't exactly know what he meant at the time, but I got to work, studied how to do multifamily syndication, and I've done many, many deals since. Today, I'll give you a high-level view of what syndication is and give you the opportunity to perform your own research, and I'll give you a little more background around it. So, syndicating multifamily real estate is an evolution in income generating real estate for passive investors. Basically, you're partnering up with investors to buy a multifamily apartment building and you're cash flowing them afterwards via the tenant rents. Now, while multifamily syndication has been around for a while, it's become more popular recently as a way for business professionals, doctors, and other W-2 income earners to produce passive income while protecting their income from taxes. But before you go begin syndicating your own deals or investing in them, you need to do the research and understand how it works and how you and your investors make money. So let's define what a basic multifamily syndication looks like, all right? But keep in mind that there are many ways of structuring a deal. This is only meant to be a very high level overview, okay? Um, a deal syndicator puts together a deal by first underwriting a property. And from there, they seek out investors for the down payment, that capital needed to purchase that building. The general partnership consists of the syndicator and the operating partners. And the investors, they have a stake in the deal, much like they invest in shares or bonds or mutual funds. But they're not involved in a day-to-day operation of the business, of the building. Returns are distributed first to the investors and then to the general partnership. Investors will have their own risk tolerances and their return expectation. If you are the syndicator, you have to be sure that the structure that you put together is put together well for the investors and what they need. The risk tolerance is really based on what the plan and the building is. If you're buying older C-class properties, for instance, there are primarily two types of projects that the syndicator will be doing. Number one, a distressed property. These are properties that have low occupancy, like 85% or less. A distressed property is an apartment building that's unstable, the maintenance is poor, the operations are inefficient. There are many problems with these buildings itself. This is maybe a bad boiler or electrical issues, but typically the tenant base is not really good either because the screening is poor. So it's just bad shape. And number two, value add properties. These are properties more stable than the distressed ones. They typically have occupancy greater than 85%, and perhaps they have some inefficiencies around operations or some poor maintenance, but there's an opportunity to increase value of the property. The main point is that this type of syndication is generally economically viable due to the high occupancy rate, and banks typically like these deals. In any case, the general partnership should maintain transparency throughout the venture of this deal. Risks should be clearly outlined to the investors, and every deal has its own risk, no matter how good it is. Right? But all of it should be covered in this syndicator subscription agreement that you have an official SEC attorney prepare for you. I'll be working on more training programs that'll further explain the finer details of syndication. There's a lot to it. But the main point for you guys or girls out there is that there is indeed a way to buy larger multifamily deals. I've done it. You can do it too. So now, are you wondering how to invest in your first multifamily deal? What would you want to see in a multifamily and a syndication training program? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you learned anything from this video, give it a thumbs up and check out our podcast on Bulletproof Cashflow on iTunes or Stitcher, and subscribe to the new YouTube channel as well. We're working on getting new content for you guys out every day and really to help you build success in the world of multifamily. Be great, guys. I'll talk to you soon.